Viewers, the latest news about Ethiopia, Amhara, and Tigray region is that viewers, as you know that the situation in Amhara region is very serious at this time, and in several places fighting is ongoing between the Ethiopian National Defense Force, its allies, and Tigray Defense Force. Because I will share with you the information received so far from Tigray Defense Force sources and many other sources about the ongoing war and current situation in Amhara and Tigray region. Because according to reports, Tigray Defense Force soldiers are currently moving on B-22 highway towards Debre Tabor, and Gashina and Philaket, located on the B-22 highway, are now under the fully control of Tigray Defense Force. Because on the other hand, many news about Kobo is circulating on social media that Ethiopian National Defense Force has gained control over Kobo. Because Kobo is located on the A2 highway, but till now no such video and picture has been shared by Ethiopian National Defense Force, which can be clear that Ethiopian National Defense Force and its allies have gained control over Kobo. Because nothing can be said about this right now, because on the other hand, Tigray Defense Force supporters are also claiming that Kobo is under the control of Tigray Defense Force. With reports have been received that from Tigray Defense Force sources, Tigray Defense Force soldiers are once again moving towards Afar and Amhara border. Reports have been received that Tigray Defense Force soldiers is moving towards Amhara Afar border once again to gain control over Chifra, Bati, Burka and its surrounding areas. But so far, no clear report received from Tigray Defense Force Central Command regarding this. Because on the other hand, Amhara security forces are responsible for a surge of mass detonations, killings, and forced expulsions of ethnic Tigrayans in the western Tigray territory of northern Ethiopia, according to Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. Because Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch said today Tigrayan civilians attempting to escape the new wave of violence have been attacked and killed. Sources in detention face life threatening conditions including torture, starvation, and denial of medical care. And the new onslaught of abuses by Amhara forces against Tigrayan civilians remaining in several towns in western Tigray should ring alarm bells, said by Amnesty International's Director of Crisis Response. Because without urgent international action to prevent further atrocities, Tigrayans, particularly those in detention, are at grave risk. And since armed conflict began in November 2020, Western Tigray, a disputed administrative territory, has been the site of some of the worst atrocities, including massacres, indiscriminate shelling, and large scale forced displacement of the Tigrayan population. And on 2nd December 2021, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Human Rights Affairs OHA reported that 1.2 million people have been displaced from western Tigray since the beginning of conflict. And at 9th December, United Nations report found that between 25 November and 1st December, over 10,000 Tigrayans were newly displaced from western Tigray. It also stated that western Tigray remained inaccessible to aid agencies due to security concerns. And in November and December, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch conducted phone interviews with 31 people, including 25 witnesses and survivors, as well as relatives of those detained and expelled, about abuses by Amhara militias and regional security forces against Tigrayan civilians in the towns of Adibai, Humera, and Rayan. Since early November, Amhara regional police forces and militias, including militia groups known as Fanos, have systematically rounded up Tigrayans in Adebai, Humera, and Rayan. These forces separated families, arrested teenagers aged 15 and older, and men and women civilians, and they have forcibly expelled women and younger children as well as sick and older people from the area. And some of those expelled have since arrived in central Tigray, while other remains unaccounted for. And Tigrayans, regardless of their sex and age, were taken to a school, said one man in Rayan who witnessed the house to house rounds up of Tigrayans by Fano militia. And these separated the old from the young, took their money and other possessions. Older people, parents were loaded on big trucks and going to east. They let them go with nothing while the young remained behind. And following rounds up in Humera and 20 and 21st November, the witnesses described seeing as many as 20 trucks full of people leaving on those days towards central Tigray. And 6 witnesses said Amhara forces shoot at Tigrayans seeking to flee the rounds up in Adebai and attacked them with sticks and sharp objects, and an unknown number were killed. They started shooting whoever was in range running, said a 34-year-old farmer from Adebai, who ran to nearby fields from Fano militias attacking him and others. And when the people tried to escape, the Fano attacked them with machetes and axes so no one could escape. We were passing bodies and we were all in shock. After we calmed down, we noticed that there were more bodies there too. Everywhere you turned, there would be 5, 10 bodies. 4 witnesses said armed elements also shoot at Tigrayans crossing into Sudan. Viewers, satellite imagery captured between 19th November and 5 December shows significant activity in Adebai, including moving vehicles, groups of people around a makeshift detonation site, large amounts of debris on the main road, and burned structures. Imagery taken on 5th December in Humera shows 16 open back trucks near the town's central roundabout. And 3 former detainees held in Humera prisons, some of whom had been held for as long as 5 months before they escaped in November, said that Amhara authorities kept them in extremely overcrowded cells for extended periods, and guards denied them food and medical treatment and tortured and beat detainees whose hands and feet had been tied with sticks and rifles. And one former detainee arrested on 19th July escaped around 13th November while loading corpses of fellow detainees onto a tractor. He said he knew 30 people who died while he was held there, including 7 of the 200 men in his cell, and all of us have gone through it. But the most vulnerable ones were the older men. He said they could not handle the torture. That's why they were dying. He said that the Fano militia members beating them threatened all Tigrayans with death. And the rounds up, abusive detonations, and forced expulsions separated families and left communities from the 3 towns desperate for news about the safety and whereabouts of their loved ones, many of whom were put on trucks and remain unaccounted for. And one man who fled Adebai in late November said, "My wife and my mother called me for days ago told me they had put them in vehicles and they do not know where they are taking them. After that, I have never heard from them. And the Ethiopian authorities should immediately cease attacks on civilians, secure the release of those arbitrarily detained, and urgently provide unimpeded access to Western Tigray for aid agencies and organizations with the mandate to visit detention sites, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch said. And given the gravity of the ongoing abuses, the UN Human Rights Council should urgently establish an independent international mechanism to investigate abuses in the Tigray conflict, including serious violations of international humanitarian law, the laws of war, identify those responsible to all levels, and preserve evidence for future accountability. And forced displacement and deliberate attacks on the civilian population violate the laws of war. Everyone in custody has the right to be treated humanely and with respect for their inherent dignity, including having access to adequate food and medical care, ordering civilians displaced for reasons not required for their security or imperative military necessity, attacking civilians who are not directly participating in hostilities, and torturing or otherwise mistreating detainees are war crimes. Because the global paralysis on Ethiopia's armed conflict has emboldened human rights abusers to act with impunity and left communities at risk fleeing abandonment, said Horn of Africa director at Human Rights Watch. As evidence of atrocities mounts, world leaders should support the creation of an international investigative mechanism, and the United Nations Security Council should put Ethiopia on its formal agenda. So viewers, so far is the latest update. For more latest update, please subscribe channel. Thanks for watching.